In this video, we're going to be talking about mass shootings. As you may have heard, there were two mass shootings that happened over the weekend, at least at the time of recording this video. And I want to talk about in this video why I think that these mass shootings are occurring and what can actually be done to stop it. And it's not what you think, and it is very related to the concept of this channel, of Bulldog mindset, of the message that I'm trying to put out. I'm John from BulldogMindset.com, and on this channel I teach you how to be a man. I teach you how to build financial independence, to get the physique that you want, get the girls that you want, and to go from the victim mindset to what I call the Bulldog mindset. If that sounds like something you're interested in, click that subscribe button and join us on the quest. I know this is a controversial topic. I know people have lots of opinions on it. I'm not going to get into gun control laws or any of that stuff. I'm going to try to keep this as non-political in that respect as possible. But if you don't know, obviously over the weekend, at least at the time of recording this video, there were two mass shootings back to back on August 2nd and August 3rd of 2019, where we had a gunman in Paso, Texas, who shot up a Walmart there and left a manifesto online talking about killing illegal immigrants and the danger of illegal immigration. Okay, so that basically created a bunch of rhetoric about white supremacy and all this stuff. Okay, and then you had another guy in Columbus, I think it was, or Dayton, Ohio, who shot up or tried to shoot up a bar, but he got stopped within a minute by police, but he did kill 9 people. So the fact that he would sacrifice his own life to make such a small impact speaks to something else. Okay, the same thing when you look at the other shooter. Again, we don't have a lot of information on him, but when I looked up his photos and his history and what I could find, there's a pattern there. And I could tell you, pretty much automatically that in one of these mass shootings, right, that it's going to be a young white male. That's typically what it's going to be, below 25. Now, I want to talk about, first of all, why the media. I was reading some articles where they studied all the mass shootings that have happened in the last, 50 years. And they said, okay, this is what we've gathered from studying all these mass shootings and what they said. I want to talk about what they said. And then I'm going to talk about why what they said is actually not correct and what really is the big issue here. And again, how it relates to this channel and what I call the Bulldog mindset. What is the core problem? Why are these mass shootings happening, and why are they happening? And why are they, why is it that young men around, in their 20s, early 20s, are the ones doing these things? Okay. And actually, there was one thing in the news article that I did agree with, which is that they said that these young men are being radicalized online. Okay, I believe that's true. What's really the cause, what's really the issue, is that young boys are not being taught to be men. And I'll tell you why this is true, okay? Is because men who are confident and secure in themselves, who have emotional mastery, right? We could call this, who are stoic, who have stoic principles within them. And this is one of the reasons why I preach stoic philosophy so strongly. They would never do this. They would never commit this kind of atrocity. They would never think in terms of the world and their pain being so great that they wouldn't want to live in it, or that they would want to sacrifice other people and sacrifice their own life. It doesn't register to a person who has learned to become a man. Okay, to a boy it does. Okay, to someone who lacks emotional maturity, who has, again, the victim mindset, it makes sense. Okay, and I understand this, and this is, again, this is the message of this channel. Like, the people that I'm trying to reach with this channel, they're not alpha guys, okay, that are jocks in high school that have had a lot of success in their life. I mean, sure, that's fine. I'm sure that there's some of you that are watching this channel. That's great. That's awesome. Okay, I want to reach people that were like me. Okay, now you might look at me. I mean, some of you will make fun. It's fine, but you might look at me and you say, John, no, that's not quite, like, I don't understand, right? Well, I wasn't the guy that I am now. I was not It took me some time to figure out what it meant to be a man. Okay, it wasn't something that I was born with, right? It wasn't something that came naturally to me. And some of it is society. You know, a large portion of it is just the way that society emasculates men and doesn't teach boys to become men. All right, and some of it is just my own insecurities, my own shit, my own weaknesses that needed to be purged out of me. All right, so I started off very much like someone who could be in that category of people who would be a shooter. Okay, I started off as someone who felt like society, like the world was against them, like they were rejected, that they were made fun of, that they were picked on. Okay, that girls didn't like them, that they didn't have any chance in the future. Okay, unathletic, not respected by peers. Okay, nerdy, a loner. All right, that's how I felt. Shy, inhibited, completely, even lazy, and just feeling like there's not really a place for me in this world. And taking the pain of little things I experienced and believing that those things were the end of the world, that those things carried so much weight, so much gravity to them, because I lacked the emotional mastery. I lacked the discipline, the self-control to be able to handle the ups and downs in life. Every time that something happened, I became extremely emotional about it. I became extremely dramatic about it. I thought it was the end of the world. Okay, and I know that is the character, that is the profile of these guys that are shooting and that are doing these shootings. And to some degree, you can't blame them. You can blame them obviously for those actions that they've done, but I understand that a lot of guys out there, all right, they're in a really bad situation. Okay, like I said, if you haven't been taught how to be a man, okay, if society is telling you that masculinity is wrong, that your aggressive and violent tendencies are wrong and need to be suppressed, if you're constantly being bullied and picked on, harassed, and being told that your response to that needs to be nice and to be kind and to treat other people with respect, okay? If you don't have an outlet for the aggression that is inside all of you, right? And you are picked on, okay? And you are bullied, and you feel like you can't achieve anything in life. You feel like you're a loser. You feel like other people are successful. Other people are able to get jobs. Other people are able to get girlfriends. Other people are able to have other people in their lives, to have love, to have relationships. If you feel like you can't get any of that, okay, and it's unfair, you can develop the victim mindset. You can feel like it's all the world's fault and other people's fault. And when you have that very, very strong victim mindset, okay, and you don't know a way out, you can do some really, really amazingly horrible things and feel justified. And when you look at these shooters, these young men that have done this, okay, these young boys, as I would say, they feel justified in their actions, okay? They feel like the world was owed this, that people deserved this. They were able to dehumanize people because they felt dehumanized themselves. They felt like they were worthless. They felt like other people didn't care about them, that other people thought that they were of lower value, okay? And that's the problem. And that's the whole victim mindset. So when we talk about why did these shootings happen and why they're going to continue to happen and why there'll probably be a rise in these, okay, even though I would prefer that there not be, is because of what is happening in society to young men or young boys who never learn how to become men. We're not teaching them the right things. We're not teaching them how to, at the beginning of this video, I told you what I do on this channel, and this is how this relates, right? Is I teach you how to be a man, okay? I teach you how to build financial independence, to get the kind of wealth that you want, to be able to be financially successful in life. It's important, okay? I teach you how to build the physique that you want, okay? To have that respect, to respect yourself, to have that self-discipline and that motivation that's going to make you have that confidence in yourself. Okay, I teach you how to get the girls. I teach you how to be able to be the kind of guy that is attractive to women, that understands the psychology. And by teaching you all those things and teaching you the mindset of having a bulldog, of avoiding that victim mindset and instead developing the bulldog mindset, taking charge of your life, taking responsibility for your life, having emotional mastery and control over your emotions so that you can really be a stoic, so that the ups and downs of fate do not affect you so much, right? That you can take someone on the chin and be okay with it, that you can fight, that you can be aggressive and defend yourself if needed, okay? Those are the things that I teach on this channel, and there's a reason why, is because there's a great need for it, right? And society is constantly telling us the opposite solution to this. They're saying that, no, these guys, these men, they're too aggressive. Okay, that's why they're shooting this up. They're watching these violent TV shows or playing these violent video games, and it's encouraging the aggression, and that's what they're doing. I'm against the victim mindset. Okay, I'm against this idea that you can suppress and squelch this. Okay, you cannot. All right. The problem with going against bullying and saying that the answer is to stop people from bullying is that you can't control that. What you can teach young boys to do is to not allow themselves to be bullied, to not have the victim mindset, to fight back, even if it means getting their ass kicked, okay? To have outlets for their aggression, to have that competition, okay, and that violence that is inbuilt into every single boy, every single man, okay? It is part of our nature, all right? But we have to learn how to express that and how to be comfortable with that in our daily lives, in a way that's productive, in a way that helps us define our hierarchies, that we don't just opt out of it, because that violence will come out in one way or another. And that's what you're seeing here, is you're seeing this frustration. You're seeing these boys who are really men, okay, that are not becoming men, that are not stepping into their manhood, okay, that are feeling powerless in this world, out of control, feeling like a victim, developing that mentality, no one telling them anything different. And then them finally hitting that point where they boil over with rage, where that violent, everything that's been suppressed has to come out, and it comes out in the worst possible way. And that's where you get these mass shootings. That's where you get that dehumanization. That's where you get that problem. That's the core of the problem. And like I said, no one really is addressing this. The media doesn't want to talk about this. They want to try and tell people that we need tighter gun control regulations and stop people from bullying, and that we need mental health, help for, and that will solve the problem. And the thing is, that won't solve the problem. Okay, that won't solve the problem, because the core problem is one of masculinity. And again, the best way I could put this is that would a real man, someone confident in their masculinity, someone who you would consider to be a strong man, who is able to get what he wants out of life, would he ever do a thing like this? Never. Would he ever be so emotional that he would want to kill himself and kill other people? It's an emotional decision to do that. Okay? He would not. The problem that we have in society is that we are not teaching boys to become men. And I know a lot of you, maybe you're programmers who are just still watching this channel, and you hate the kind of content that I put out. I know I've put out some content that some of you have been like, oh, fuck you, I'm unsubscribed, I can't believe you're making this shit. And you need to understand why I'm doing this, okay? The reason why I'm doing this is because it's important to reach these people. It's important to reach these boys, okay, and teach them how to be men, to show them that they actually can. That they can be those guys. And I know it because I've made the transformation myself. Okay? It's not easy for me to come up here and say that. It's not easy for me to admit. I'd like to just stay the identity, the superhero John that I am now. Okay? The financially successful, built and, all of those things. I'd like to just assume that identity and make you believe that I've always been that, okay? Because it is embarrassing to go back to the past and to say, to see how pathetic of a person that you were, how much of a victim mindset that you used to have, okay? But I'm doing this for a reason, because I want you guys to know, I want you to see that it is possible. Because believe me, if I can do it, you can do it. These mass shootings are happening because boys are not learning to become men. And that's the mission here. Bulldog Mindset is to teach boys to become men. And I know there's some women that watch this. Great. That's awesome. You're welcome here as well. You're going to learn something for sure. But the mission of Bulldog Mindset is to teach boys to become men. And if we do that, we will solve this problem. Okay, now I'm realistic. I know that I'm not going to be able to reach every one of them out there. Okay, but the internet, these things that are radicalizing the youth, okay, what are they? They are places like, to some degree 4chan, but, communities of incel, right, groups of black pill ideology, these things that I fight, okay, that tell you that the victim mindset's okay, that tell you that it's not your fault, okay, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you're just fucked, all right? This kind of mindset is not healthy. Those are the things that are going to be teaching the absolute wrong message to young boys, okay, where they will never develop and become men. Instead, what I'm teaching here, what I hope that you guys that are following me are spreading, is this message. This is the message of the Bulldog Mindset, of not the victim mindset. The victim mindset is what leads to all of this. A person with the Bulldog Mindset could not do the things that are being done. Okay, it takes a victim mindset. It is absolutely, this is the strongest exercise of the victim mindset, is to take your life and take other people's lives as the only form that you have left in this world of gaining control. And that's what these young boys are seeking. They're seeking to find some kind of control, some kind of meaning in their life. If this will help someone that you know that's suffering from this mindset, share it, and let's try to make an impact here. All right, guys, that's all I got. Click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.